Konnichiwa, and welcome to Tsuki no Ame, where we try Japanese sweets and treats. Today's gonna be today's gonna be an interesting episode. So, this is the chocolate Kinako Mochi DIY kit, and there are multiple points that are interesting with this kit. So, first of all, I don't know about you, but looking at the packaging, I'm getting s'mores vibes. It looks like marshmallows covered with chocolate and graham cracker crumbs. It's not. It's a pile of mochi covered in chocolate and kinako powder, which is made from soybeans. So, I knew that when I ordered it. I knew that much I knew I was getting into. But I figured, like it's giving me the s'mores vibes, right? But I do like mochi. I love mochi. I adore it. And I do like kinako powder. I think it's pretty good. I've liked kinako powder on mochi. And, this could be interesting. I'm willing to try it, see just kind of how it compares. Could be fun. I'm down. But then I looked at the instructions. And if you've been on the channel recently, you probably know about what happened with the jelly DIY kit. In the instructions here, it says to add plenty of water. No amount of water is given, or no idea of what plenty of water would look like. Just that you add water and they soften. And then you spear them with the thing, dip them in chocolate and the powder, and eat it. That's all I've got. That's all they told me. I have no idea. For all I know, I'm supposed to drown these. For all I know, it's a sprinkling. I don't know how much water I'm supposed to use. So, yeah, what we're going to do is I'm going to add the water, see how it puffs up. Because the other thing is they're saying on the back, okay, spear. And they're showing it looks a lot like the chocolate dip one, right? You spear it, you dip it, and you're good to go. But then here, it's showing that it's stretching. That's not a piece of mochi that you can spear and then dip. Particularly as they've just, merged all these mochi together and then put the toppings on them. So we're going to see how the mochi turns out, and then depending on its consistency, I will then I'm going to figure out whether or not I should put the chocolate on top directly and just move on with life, or if I should separate it out and do the actual dipping process. I'm not going to know until we get there. So let's find out. Itadakimasu. I'm not sure how many more of these DIY kits I can do for a while. I may have to take a break. This is fortunately my last one for at least I have right now. Yeah, and it's doing, they did the thing like they did with the Choco Banana one. Okay. It is, to my knowledge, the same brand as the chocolate banana that we did the other day, which was really good, so I'm hoping that this turns out alright. But it does mean, like, everything is just loose and flying around. I really wish they had just, packaged up the mochi the way that they did, the chocolate and the powder, because that would just make it a lot easier to work with, as opposed to having it free floating where, if you're not careful while you're handling the package, opening it, because there's no way it's still neat in this tray after shipping, and certainly not after me shifting through everything and rearranging, because I have to do a lot of that as I prepare for this channel. So it just said add plenty of water, so I'm just making sure that they are all nice and wet. I'm sure I'm adding too much, just like I did with the other one. I am just accepting it. Oh, these are very soft. think it might be dippable. We're gonna try. Oh, case in point, here is yet another. And we're just gonna let you get some of the extra water from the way too much I poured in here. And again, as far as like the chocolate sauce goes, it is actually decent. It's not too bad. It is definitely better than I have come to expect while doing this channel. Okay. Yeah, this is not picking up chocolate very well, but hey, we're going for it. All right. Okay, surprisingly, it is giving me more of the s'mores vibes than I thought. The Kinako powder kind of does work as graham cracker substitute. These are definitely a little too jelly-like for the marshmallows. They're also not as sweet. I'm not sure that the balance quite works right. But it's not bad. All right, I'm trying again with these just because. Yeah, I think doing the en masse, putting everything on top would have been the smarter choice. I think it might be better without the chocolate. I think the chocolate is a little too much, but it's not bad. The mochi is really... Okay, when I went over to Japan, there was mochi like this where it was very jelly-like and you had to eat it with like a toothpick, and it came with Kinako powder, and it was really good. Really, really good. Been hard to find something with a similar feel since I came back. But this has a lot of that. It's the really jelly-like mochi that's very, very delicate in flavor. And it tastes so good with the Kinako powder. I think the chocolate is actually too much for it. So I would actually recommend to get this and not use the chocolate sauce with it. Put it aside for something else. Just because this tastes a lot like the mochi that I was getting over at the Konbini, and just for that experience alone, that's something that's, I'm not sure you can really, unless you have like the right specialty Asian market nearby, I don't think it's something that you can get outside of Japan. And for that alone, I think it's worth it. Kochi Sama. So to recap, we did the chocolate Kinako Mochi DIY kit, and yeah, the chocolate was a little overpowering with the other flavors. It definitely had more of the s'mores vibes than I thought it was going to. But I recommend eating this without the chocolate. It tastes a lot more like this other experience that I had at like the convenience stores there. It was not hard to find when you're actually over there. And to be able to have an experience like that without actually having, to spend all the money to be able to go over there and actually have that. Like this, I think was only a few dollars. It wasn't that much, and it's a fun experience if nothing else. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. If you like my shirt, the link for that is down in the description below. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Johnny.